Alright, hello guys and welcome to another review. It's been a little while, about 2 weeks or so. Been focused a lot on work and I'm happy to be back reviewing another awesome dinosaur model slash figure. Although this one is a little bit different as with my other Beasts of the Mesozoic reviews, because today we're reviewing Creative Beast Studios' Beasts of the Mesozoic, Saurornitholestes, Fan's Choice. I think it is a fan's choice anyway. Now there are 3 versions of this raptor in the BOTM Raptor series. There is the one that's purple, the purple one. It's fully purple, with like a yellowish beak. And then you have the white one, which is based off the I think it's a secretary bird, with, you know, the white orange coloration around its eye, and then you've got just the white feathering all over. Now, I was planning to get those eventually, but the one that I really wanted is this Fan's Choice one, and it is a beauty. It's such a unique raptor in the Raptor series, and I really wanted it. And when I saw on the Everything Dinosaur Facebook page that they had it in stock, I was all over it. I snapped it up like a crocodile and I got it. And it is here, and it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. The reason why I'm saying that is just because the detail of the paint and all the different paint variations of colour and the patterns, it just seems so different to all the other figures in the series. Like, it's so detailed. I'm not just talking about the sculpt, I'm talking about the paint job here. It's such a unique paint job. And so that's what I'll be talking about that a lot later on in more detail. But first, let's take a bit of a close look at the base it comes with. So I'll just take that off for a minute. So it comes with, you know, the standard plastic pole and some of these standing pieces that you can get, and you can attach to the top of the pole, like on a board joint, so you can move them around a little bit. Oh, I broke mine off there. I probably moved it around a bit too much, but they're easily put back on. Again, they can come off pretty easily, but these aren't meant to, you know, be handled quite heavily. They're meant to just be display pieces, so makes sense, I guess, but it would be nice if it didn't come off so easily. And we do have this amazingly detailed base, and these come with all the deluxe raptors. My Atrociraptor, which I reviewed a while ago on this channel, had a base, but it was exactly the same mold of this one, except different colours. So it had lots of greens to show that it was walking in a forest, whereas this one is a lot more of a deserty environment, much like the one the Velociraptor comes in, and I'll be reviewing that one later down the line. But this is a really nice base. This one is you got some little bits of plant there. You got some nicely detailed rocks with all the kind of cracks and contours on there. All the cracks and crevices on the ground, you can see in so much detail, just going all around the base there, and you could even in the, like, just the smaller particles and little tiny holes you can see on the ground there. It's just a really nice base for what you get, and it is plastic, so it's not like it feels expensive, but it's still a really detailed base. And of course, I don't do this. I put all my raptor claws in my spare raptor claws inside a big box. But you can put the spare raptor claws that the deluxe raptor comes with under here. I just can never get it to work, so I don't do it. I think it's a bit of, I don't know. I don't do that. I think it's just too much of a faff, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, that is the base. It's a really nice base. Now, to the Saurornitholestes itself, this is an absolute marvel of a figure in my opinion. I love it a lot. I love it so much. It's great. Absolutely great. I mean, it's the only dinosaur, well, It's the only figure in the Raptor series, I think, to have a mohawk like this, as big as this. I think the other Saurornitholestes editions in the Raptor series do have some form of mohawk, but this is definitely a unique one. And as you can see, there's some amazing hair feather detail here, and you've got like a greyish color going into a darker black color, ever so slightly darker, and on the tips you've got little bits of beige, and then you fading into this lovely blue color up here, which is a really nice standout feature that it's just something to appreciate on the dinosaur, you know, another thing among all the other things to appreciate. And you've got, this is a really big standout feature as well with the head. You've got the eye, and it's got a really nice white color around it, and then it fades into this orange. So already, I think I'm making my point. This figure has some really vivid but detailed and amazing paint applications on it. It's just really natural looking, even though there's so much color on it. And again, you can see that down here. You got some a beige kind of lining going on there. The rest of the head is more of like a, I would say, a dull light brown color. You do have an articulated jaw. Hopefully I don't break it off, but it goes to about there, I would say. Yeah, I don't want to kind of break it. I don't want to force it open and break it, but it does close pretty flush if you hold it there like that. And the one gripe I do have with Beast of the Mesozoic actually is the fact that it doesn't hold shut so much, but it's alright, to be honest. It's not like a major complaint for me. The teeth are all really nicely individually sculpted, look nice and sharp, especially these ones in the middle here. And the tongue, as with all the deluxe raptors, is articulated. Not only can you articulate the tongue, but you can also bend it as well. You can bend the tongue just like you can bend the tail, so that's really cool. But the rest of the, you know, the gum tissue and everything, it's all painted in this, like, how can I say? How it's kind of like a brownish pink. Probably a terrible way of putting it, but I mean, my knowledge of colors aren't the best, but yeah, that's how I describe it. See if I can get a better lighting on it. Yeah, it's that's the best way I can think to describe it. And here's a front view of the raptor, or at least the head, and here's the other side. Exact same, really nice colors. I really like how scientifically accurate these raptors are as well. You can really see that the sculptor David Silver did an amazing job and really put a lot of effort in. And then going down to the neck, you can see that we have these black stripes in the white color. Now this is a big trend in the body actually, but it starts on the neck, as you can see. So that's really nice. You've got 3 points of articulation on the neck as well. So you've got this bit at the top, as you can see, it's indicated by the seams. You've got this bit here and this bit here, and you could turn those all individually if you want to, just to, you know, get the fully customizable pose that you want. And that's the beauty of these articulated figures, is that you can customize their pose while they're posed on the base, and I'll show you that a bit later. Going into the body here, we have the same amazing kind of, I'd say they're actually, it's more of a brown on the body actually, these stripes, and it makes it look almost like flames, you know, like licks of flames. And then you've got that same beige color interlocking with it, and on the spine here you've got a bit of white as well. And the feather detail is really nice on the body as well. It really is nice. I would say the only tiny little gripe I have with it is it's a little bit it's a little bit monotone in terms of like the feathers. There's no size variation on the body, and it makes it look a little, I don't know, too regimented and not very naturalistic. But that is a big nitpick. Not really something that most people will pay attention to. On the arms, you have that same like kind of light brown and beige striping, but you also have some really nice faded orange there and some white. Going down, and this is also a standout now that I'm even thinking about it. You have amazing paint on um the wing here. Now, and again, there is some articulation in the wing, so you can have it bending backwards like that, or you can have it coming forwards like this, and of course you can kind of pose it running forward like this and bend the wings back and arms, so it kind of looks a little bit more like it's folding its wings in, if you can see that. But yeah, really nice wings and really nice variation in the paint as well. You got like a really faint purple color coming up here. You got some brown, you got some white, it's a bit more purple there, a bit yellow, white. It's just so much paint application, so much variations in the paint application. It's astounding, really. And then you have at the legs here, you have some kind of yellowish light orange with some of those light brown stripes again, and then they got the bit light beige coming down here. It's roughly all the same, and then you've got these feet. And of course, with every beast of the Mesozoic raptor, you have these interchangeable toes. So this one is having like the standing, the one that you want when you want your raptor standing. So it will have like the toes splayed out a bit to give it better balance, and I just keep them on. The other ones will have the toes put together, but I just keep these on, and I've not really changed them since I got the raptor. And I think that the claws on this raptor are actually my favorite of all of them, because they do have different ones, which is really interesting. It's really interesting how David Silver decided to sculpt these with like different shaped claws. It just shows the length he went to make these as accurate as possible. And then you got a really nice, I think it's I'm not really sure what that's called. I've heard some people throw around the word dewclaw, but I don't know what that is really. I'll have to look that one up. But again, on this leg, again, you got that really nice kind of tiger striping. Same goes, and then the same is for this leg as well. Got that really nice claw, really nice long, sharp claw, and you got the splayed out toes there. And I should say, the legs do have many points of articulation, and these figures do have 26 points of articulation altogether. So if you got some movement there in the leg, you got some movement at the knee joint, although it can be difficult because the other part of the leg moves with it. There we go, as you can see. Move it back. Then you got some articulation here where the feathering stops, and then some articulation here, and also the larger sickle claw does have some articulation. So loads and loads of articulation on these figures. It's a really nice touch, I think. I just there we go. Okay, and then we have at the back part of the torso, we have that like a greenish color, a light, really faint greenish color, and following with that lighter brown striping as well. And then the striping continues on the tail, going all the way down. You got some more of that green, and then a beautiful splay of feathers here. Absolutely beautifully painted, beautiful to look at. Just a really nice pattern going on there. It's a really thick tail as well. Like the other beasts of the Mesozoic raptors, at least not all of them, but some of them have much thinner tails. So it is nicer. It's nice to have like these really bushy tails. Really nice detail on the sculpt as well. And the same goes for the bottom, although the paint's a lot more drab there. And um the tail is composed of like a bendy wire material, so you can, it's like a bit like Rebor's tails for their, you know, T-Rex and, well, their, you know, what's it called, the I've forgotten the name. It's a Killer Queen T-Rex. They have a like a wiry tail for that, and you can bend it around. And they have that for a few of their figures, actually. And I do believe it's going to be on their upcoming Dinosuchus and Sarcosuchus models. So that'll be nice. I'll definitely be reviewing those, because I love those two creatures, especially the Dinosuchus. But yeah, that is the... Oh, I did forget to talk about the points of articulation on the tail. So you've got this one here. You can turn it around, you can turn it up or down, well, not this part, but you can turn this one side to side a little bit, and then you can rotate it, and then you can do the same with the tail as well. You can rotate it a little bit, or you can move up and down. So there's 2 points of articulation on the tail. There's a point of articulation on the tongue, there's a point of articulation on the skull. You've got 1, 2, 3 here on the neck. You've got some on the arm. So I've got to talk about, there's an elbow joint here on the arm, and there's a joint up here, ball joint, and then you've got the joint here on the wing. So, and then you've got the joints here on the body. So obviously there's this one on the neck here, and there's this one on the body. You can barely see it, but it is there. If I just turn the figure around, you can see the seam line where it joins. So yeah, tons and tons of customizability with these figures, and I really like that about Beasts of the Mesozoic. Just stunning figures. It's like, if you want, I think Dino Scream, who's another dinosaur YouTuber, put it perfectly, that if you want like a model, like a high-end model quality but you want the articulation of an action figure, go with Beasts of the Mesozoic. Yeah, that's what you want to be doing, because their figures are just absolutely outstanding. Outstanding. 10 out of 10 for me, especially with this. And then they're actually really easy to put on these stands, so you can pose the stick however you like. Just get it kind of suited towards the dinosaur's pose. I'm in a bit of trouble here because I'm not very good at it, but I have done it before. So if I just take this, there we go. So that is the Saurornitholestes. I believe its full scientific name, and you will have to correct me if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. I believe it's Saurornitholestes langstoni. I think this is the version, but there may be another name, and I will look that up, and if I am wrong, then I'll post it in the description as an edit. So thank you very much for watching. This figure was about $44.99 from Everything Dinosaur, so if you want to pick it up, it's a bit more expensive than some of the other Raptors. Some of the other ones are like $32.99, $39.99, but this one was $44.99, I think, because it's a fan's choice. And obviously it's a beautiful, beautiful detailed and painted figure. So you're going to be paying a little bit more than your regular action figure, but it's definitely worth it for all the people who want a really nice, scientifically accurate raptor on their shelf. If you're a Dromaeosaur enthusiast like me, then it's definitely worth the money. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. This is an amazing, amazing raptor, and I'm enjoying it. 10 out of 10. It's amazing on my shelf. I have a shelf full of Beasts of the Mesozoic raptors, and I will review that like as a whole shelf in the coming weeks. But for now, I absolutely recommend this figure, and you should go out and buy it right now.